got to cut it out more.
Yep. Yeah, that's just a nailer, more or less. It doesn't break on it. If it broke on it, that'd be different. Custom work there.
It's what you're best at.
So they say.
you're younger and more agile then.
Yeah.
Putting up the last soldier boards. Dead man, something like that they're called.
This is the scary stuff here.
Not everybody brave enough to do that. So not everybody's brave enough to get up there. I'm not. That'd definitely be the first one.
It's so hard and slick. Well, we thought we were making some pretty good progress. Thought we were going to be able to get the decking for the roof done tomorrow, but Nope.
unfortunately, we did have some help framing this, and the person that laid out the rafters
And the joists probably too, but they won't be so bad.
didn't lay them off
The 24 to center, is that what it is?
Yeah, you're supposed to pull from the outside, and you pull, you go 24 inch centers. So in other words, if you're going at 24, you do 23 and 1/4, which that makes 24 the center of that, because 24 and 3/4 is the other side of it. So you do 23 and 1/4, and then you pull from that 24 inches from there. So therefore, everything that you do, whenever you come to 8 foot, it falls right in the center of the rafter or joist or whatever you're doing. But this person pulled from the outside and made it to it, which makes it 3/4 of an inch off every time, because when you break half of 1 1/2, it's 3/4.
So when you put the decking on there, you wouldn't have anything to nail to. You did it on this end, on the other end, on the inside.
I did the one up there very high, so it's right.
So Gilbert's got to take loose every one of the rafters, move them over 3/4 of an inch on both ends, top and bottom. Well, not the very top, because
The sad part is, the big end is the problem. This end would have been easy, because there's only about 7 or 8 rafters.
right, the big
But
end.
the big end, there's
you already-
16 or 17 rafters.
And you'd already started putting the zip board around the top.
So I've got to tear everything I did loose. Everything is going to be ripped off of there and start all over again.
So much for progress today.
None today. Oh. Now, move these. Doesn't take much to move these.
That's good.
Got to nail these on.
Having to readjust some of the rafters because they were laid out wrong. So
Did you hand me the red saw? So
Yep.
I don't know whether you can see this, but where she's at, come over here closer. And get behind me over here on this side so you can see. I'm going to show how to do layout, because it seems that maybe some carpenters or other people don't know how to do it. And I've seen lots of people do this, and they do it the same way I do. And so, I mean, it has to be right. So this is a 16-inch center. That's 16 because it's red. I mean, there'd be another one over here, 32. But I want to make it center. So I go 15 1/4, because half of a joist or a rafter, which is 1 1/2 inches, is 3/4. So if you go 3/4 from the 16, here you go. Now when you pull from that, that's a 16-inch center. So if you want to do 24-inch center, it's the same principle. 23 1/4 gives you 24-inch center. 3/4 on the other side of it would be 24 3/4. You're right in the center. That's 1 1/2 inches. That's what your board is. I just wanted to give a quick, and you always start from the end when you're doing a rafter. You start from the end, do 24, do 23 1/4, so to break, then on down. Then you can pull from this one, and then you can mark 24. If you do that, then you set to that side of your line, because this is where the board is at. If you're on that side of that board, it'll set to the left of you. Now, if you're doing a joist on the inside of the wall, your wall is 3 1/2 inches, and I always do the inside. So you start from the 3 1/2 inches. That's inside your wall. This is your plate line. You go 16, which is 15 3/4, and then you lay out. That way, when you start here, you have what you call a rafter, or a joist that's here, right near your wall. So you have something to nail to from underneath. And you come out and you break 8 feet. Trust me, I didn't do this before, but I do it now because I built things and I'm building it for myself. I want it this way, so I have something to nail here, and everything else breaks on that. Same thing for the rafters. I'm doing it for myself, so I say, hey, make it easy on myself. Make everything break on 24-inch centers, so that way when I go putting plywood down, it breaks on my 8-foot center. every time. I'm doing it for me because it helps me because I'm doing the work. And if you're doing it for somebody else and you do it this way, it really helps them out too, if you really care about other people. And that's all I wanted to say.